Hi, I'm Jonathan Davis, and you're watching. Just kidding, Scott. Before you can do that, you got to learn how to do a few exercises, and then after you learn these exercises, then maybe we can. Alright, so the first lesson is that you want to get your guitar in tune. You want to learn how to use a pick. I prefer a very large pick. You get your hands around it better and you don't lose it as easily compared to a flimsy pick that size. They're harder to keep in your hand and they're harder to hit the strings. So I'd go out and get a larger pick. They make a brand called Cool Picks that have this kind of grip to the inside, this blue part's a grip. So I'm going to use that pick. Now, fundamentals of guitar are learning the strings and the notes that they are. And it goes from top to bottom. It goes E, A, D, G, B, E. So you want to learn that because it's going to be come in handy when you start trying to read like tablature of your favorite song or whatever, because it will only show you what finger and the string. So you'll need to get into learning that. So the fundamentals: tune it up, learn your strings, and then I'm going to show you some positions because guitar is mainly out of positions. If you're shredding, you got to know where that's going to go to for the root note and the root chord. And so, for example, we're going to look at doing C and G today, those two chords. And the most important thing is to learn to gain speed as you want to change from chord to chord. Alright, so let's zoom in on my hands here. Well, we're going to start with the G position. And I like to play a G chord with my two top fingers on the two top strings and these two bottom fingers on the bottom string, and you got your thumb up here. What you want to also learn to do is do a clean fret, and you want to fret in the middle as much as possible. Put down a pretty good pressure, don't hurt yourself, but try to get in the middle because the closer you get to the sides, the more muffled the sound's going to be. So makes for a nice clear chord. So the first exercise is you're going to take your first finger and your middle finger and then sorry I did and together, just like a kid usually will when they're a baby, suck these two fingers. Well, you're going to want to put it on your middle finger. That again is your middle finger on the E string, and your pointer finger just below it on the second string. So you're going to be on the third fret with your middle finger, top E, and you're also going to be on the second string on the second fret from the top. So now that you're in position there, you're going to want to learn to move your fingers together. So your exercise that I learned was get in position. You don't have to worry about these bottom fingers, but you want to work on these two fingers working together. So what you need to do is just start going up and down, using them together. See how they just stay together? Instead, as you might find yourself your finger and your brain are confused. So when you move, you're going to want to put one down and then put the other one down. But the best thing to do in this exercise is learn to use them together. So you just want to do it till you can build up speed. Like that, because that's going to help you when learning that your brain needs to tell your fingers where to go, and then eventually you'll do it without thinking. So you're going to be that G position, but start out getting your fingers to where they're working together. And then once you've done that, then you need to start working on learning chords. The most common chords are G, D, C, A minor, E, and E minor. With that, you can pretty much write any song in the world using those. And you can get a book and you can learn, look online, how to pick up these chords. So there's really some tricks to playing some of them, and I'm going to show you real quick. You've got your G position. See how quickly all my hands just almost like in the army fall into place. They just did it. I didn't have to put one down and think. I've trained my fingers. My brain has trained my fingers just to come to position like that. And so you got your G chord, nice clean chord, and your C chord is going to be played with your ring finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, A string, your middle finger just below that on the 2nd fret on the D string, and you're going to skip the G string for now, and then you're going to place on the B 1st fret your pointer finger on the B string. That's your C. Now the D gets tricky when it comes down to the D. Of course, watch how my fingers just fall into place. But your pointer finger is going to be on the G string, and your middle finger is going to be on the smallest E string, and both of these on the 2nd fret. So, and you want to practice doing this thing and working with these two fingers, coming one, and then you're going to put your ring finger on the 3rd fret, and it'll be on the B string. And then you've got to try to get them all in the middle of the fret, and you got a nice clean D. I'm going to show you a secret. A is supposed to be played, and yet again you can see how my fingers just fall straight in to action. Well, this is a hard way to play A, but what I usually do is a kind of a bluesy way. You just bar those, all those strings, all the way from the D to the E, but try not to hit this E string because it doesn't sound right with the A. See? But if you hit these 3 strings, you'll be okay. And so that's a few chords. Get down, trying to get your brain to tell your fingers that they're working together. And once you start getting that down, then you can get into position, and the chord position, and the G and the D and the C position. And so that's basically it for video internet lesson number 1. I'm going to take you out with a little riff I've been working on, the Grateful Dead's Tennessee Jed.